Okay, I'm gonna show you the most Philly thing ever. It's kind of a big deal. I'm gonna explain why when we walk in there. Hopefully they'll chat with me. They're opening the new gyms, which burned down in a fire in 2022. And this is a huge reopening for Philadelphia. I came in to speak with somebody and they're getting me Michael Silver, who's the brother of one of the owners here. I mean, I guess he's a family member, a co-owner as well.
July 29th of 2022, we had a major fire that destroyed this building that you're standing in, as well as the original restaurant. In January of 2023, we acquired the gallery here.
The gallery he's referring to is I's Gallery, the iconic South Street art shop next door to Jim's Steaks. It was opened in 1968 by artists Isaiah and Julia Zagar, who ran the business downstairs and lived upstairs. But when the 2022 fire shut down Jim's, there was extensive damage next door, and in 2023, the family that owns Jim's bought the Zagar building.
And that was really part of the healing process that went on when we realized that there had been so much damage done to both buildings. We also knew that we didn't want to just tear them down and start again. We wanted to maintain what we could and restore and replace everything that we could possibly do. So we tried to stay as true as we could on the gym side, and on the eye side, not only were we able to restore a lot of the damaged mosaics, but we were able to find some behind drywall that hadn't been seen in 30, 40 years. Some of the earliest works of Isaiah Zagar, who has done all the mosaics around town, the Magic Gardens up the street.
Philadelphia Magic Gardens is one of the premier spots to visit in Philadelphia. It's an outdoor art gallery. I'm gonna drop in pictures from last year when I took my cousin and her husband to visit there. It's this beautiful space. It's made it into a bunch of lists and magazines, and the owner is this longtime Philadelphia artist who used to live right here. This is like I said, Philadelphia history. Oh my gosh, this is Jim's now.
Yeah, this is part of the restoration work. Well, this used to be the private residence of Julia and Isaiah and their kids. And actually, when I was 6 years old, when we first opened gyms, my folks didn't have a babysitter, so they would put me up here with Zeke, and he and I would play up here, and it was a loft, and we would actually jump off this third floor into the second floor bed below and just play up here until the store closed.
And now it's part of the restaurant.
Correct. You can stand up and eat your sandwiches here and enjoy the incredible mosaics.
I think this is the most Philadelphia room I've ever seen.
And there's a little bit more this way as well.
Let's do it.
Funny how the story goes, little hope but bigger dreams. They try to bring a sucker down, singing louder than the crowd. Listen the rhythm, I'm feeling brand new. Keep pushing forward, it's gonna save you. Never look down, love, not when we shine so bright.
One small change that we did was we installed a takeout window so that when things get a little crazy on the street, we can still serve late night and allow people to come and grab and go.
Even with all your seating.
Even with all of our seating, yes.
All right, there it is. I'll have to come back when they reopen this week later to get myself a cheesesteak. Okay, so I had grand plans today to check out a couple of other things that were happening around the city. Then I realized that my husband had a doctor's appointment and I had to get home to make the kids dinner and make sure that they made it to their piano lessons so that they could get to sports. So now I'm at home editing. This is gonna be a 2-day vlog. We're gonna finish it up in the morning. It's the next day. Let's go back downtown. I came to Penn's campus. There's been a wave of anti-Semitism across the country. Encampments have been popping up across the country. I'm curious. It's gotten too big to ignore, so I'm gonna go take a look. Excuse me? Is there somebody that wants to talk about what you're doing?
I don't see our media team right now. I think that would have to go through them.
You have to go through our media.
I don't think
leads
it's
now.
individuals.
You guys don't want to talk about what your point is, what you're doing, what you'd like to accomplish?
Let's get our media team on that, right? Yeah, let's not be asking individuals.
One thing I noticed is that the more people who come to these encampments, the more polarizing it gets. When there were a lot of people here a few nights ago, that's when we heard the Hamas chants.
My connection to this conflict is primarily a place of concern at the level of inaction or open malevolence we've seen from the University of Pennsylvania.
The focus is so much on Israel being the villain when there have been so many global conflicts with unfortunately so many civilian deaths.
We believe that the level of displacement of the Palestinian people is unacceptable.
Why is this the one cause that's having an encampment?
Do you have a comment on why this all started with October 7th? Do you have a comment about that day?
We don't think this started with October 7th. We think that this begins with a cycle of violence in which people are violently expropriated from their own land.
Our histories don't specifically align.
We're not here to re-adjudicate history. Our primary concern right now is the vast and mass death of civilians.
I find that they're telling Jewish students that if they are Zionists, they are supporters of genocide, that they are colonialists, that they are fascists, that they are oppressors, that they have white privilege. I'm Jewish and I'm half Moroccan, like from that region, and they're telling me I'm a white supremacist. It's just a bit off.
We believe that the current legal structures of the Israeli government and the current situation in Israel demonstrates a level of inequality and abuse of the Palestinian people that is analogous to other apartheid regimes.
Have you visited Israel, by the way?
I personally have not, but I think that this conflict is something that should concern all human beings.
Nothing about North Korea, nothing about Iran, nothing about Russia, China.
What makes Israel an apartheid country?
The level of political and legal inequality between the rights of Palestinian citizens and Palestinians who live in the area of Palestine.
Wait, what do you mean by Palestine?
We are talking about the land from in between the Mediterranean Sea I'm so sorry, I'm having a moment here. Can I ask that we discontinue this interview?
I hope that one day the people that are advocating on both sides are able to go and see what's actually happening in Israel. I can't imagine what it's like to be a student at Penn right now. It's got to be pretty intense, at least for a portion of the population. And I don't really want to leave the blog on such a heavy note, so I will say this. Tonight is the final evening of Passover, so on a happy note, us Jews get to eat bread again. In the meanwhile, if you want to know what it's actually like in Israel after October 7th, you can check out this video right here that I filmed while visiting in Israel last month. See you later.